Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning and happy Friday. Fantastic Friday to you guys out there. You guys are watching Dolphins Chatter, where we talk everything about the Miami Dolphins. And with no further ado, oh yes, please like and subscribe. But with no further ado, I'm going to bring in our co-host with the most, Justin, walking his Denver Nuggets stuff. He's bragging about his team being up 1-0. So if there's any Miami Heat fans out there, let them know that you still support your Heat, and that it's not done yet. But
of course not. They had themselves a nice little run there. Like they made it close a couple different times. I was sweating it out, but I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm hoping this is the year. Like I'm keeping my faith. So yeah, of course, like I'm wearing this stuff everywhere. So just because I came on the show and it don't mean nothing, I'm like sleeping in my Nuggets stuff. Like
no, man, it's good for your team. I mean, you've had a good run though, a couple of your teams. Now it's time for the Dolphins, but I know your Avalanche run a couple of years ago.
Last year, the Avalanche won. Hopefully, it's the Nuggets' time this year. Like I told my buddy the other day, the head coach of the Longhorns, my buddy Jay. I was like, yeah, man, Nuggets this year and Dolphins this year too. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want the Dolphins part of that equation. Absolutely. The basketball doesn't make me as mad, but whatever. Of course, I want the Heat because I'm local down here, but it's all Dolphins for me. I want the Dolphins to win. Like I said, my baseball team's giving me some wins. But yeah, so the Dolphins, they're holding their OTAs. And yesterday at 4 p.m., they got an extra $13.6 million that they can spend. Roughly 4 million, something like that, close to a little under 4 million has to go to the rookies. So, but now they still got the extra money and they already had a couple extra million. So they got some money to spend. How we're going to spend it, we had talked throughout the show on how we think we're going to spend it. Are we going to go for the sexy name at running back? Are we going to go meat and potatoes along either the offensive line or the defensive line? We're going to wait for more of you guys to join us so we got someone Buffalo fan here because of Kohler. Oh man.
That's
Buffalo fan here because of Kohler commentary
right there.
So
he's like,
hey, Kohler's cool guy though, but yeah. What's he said? Dud Finn 6-11. That's all right, man. But welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. See. Anyone that comes in here is welcome, and you can talk about your Bills if you want. We don't care. It's
Absolutely.
all good.
Talk about any team you want, man. We want to talk Dolphins, of course, but
here we go, Ender. There you go, Ender. Welcome as always, Ender.
What's up, bro?
So welcome as always. You guys always rock, man. It's great. So. Like I said, we're going to talk more about it in depth if hopefully we get more people in here as it goes along. But are you more of like sign the sexy name and Cook? Go for, I know Reisner, however, Dalton. I know you're for him. And then like a Hicks or someone else along the defensive line, or are you for that? If you, Justin, was, and they said, Stephen Ross, you're the general manager. He comes here. You can get one of them. I'm not going to go all crazy and get all of them because I want some extra, flexibility down the road. So which one would you go all in? Would you go for the O-line, Cook, or the DL?
Oh, man. You know what? If I was only being able to give one by the owner and he's like, listen, out of all 5 guys you got on the board right there, you can pick one.
Right.
It's really kind of hard. And the reason why is because I know we're set up on the D-line and we look thick and we have offensive line competition down there to try to help, shore up the back end depth chart right there. I'll be honest, like it's kind of like 50-50 for me, like D-line or O-line. But if I was to go ahead and go all out right here and be like, no, this is the guy that'll give us the most production and we'll see most team success from this.
Right.
I would really like 2, but I'll take 1, and it'll be Linville Joseph. I'll just go with Linville Joseph.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, I thought you were going to go Dalton for sure because you've been
Well,
talking about him.
that would be my next one, would be Dalton Reisner, just to bring
Yeah.
competition into the left guard. But in my mind, I kind of think the Dolphins are thinking that they might have the guy for left guard right there already, and that would be Isaiah Wynn. Oh, thank you, Ender. Congrats on game 1. Thank you, my man. Let's go. 3 more, baby. 3 more. Let's go. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, but the Reisner thing, it's awesome to think about it. Like, we might not need that competition down there now that we got Wynn and Ook Bowie maybe in there too to help shore it up. Don't count out Tunstall. Don't count out Ryan Hayes. I did happen to come across an article I read, I think it was this morning, that they were cross-training Liam Eichenberg down there taking some center snaps.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, wow, okay. So in my mind, like, I don't really take a lot into it. Anything I read now, like in this time of the year, I take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm like, okay, all right. I think I understand what's going on right now. Is like, I don't think they see Liam as a player at left guard at all no more. I think they see a competition going on between Wynn and Cotton or whoever else are going to chuck.
Unless you look at it, it's like it's going to be a competition between, but I think Feeney would beat him out. But like competition of a backup, a guy that can play guard or center, give them a shot, and then one of them makes a team as they get the swing guy that can play guard or center.
Yep. I mean, yeah, absolutely, and that's why they're probably trying to cross train him. But don't think for 1 second that maybe a trade that we're all not thinking about, or maybe we have talked about it and people have, wouldn't be out of the question. Like, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Budda Baker. I've been hearing people talk about the Tyler Higbee from the Rams, and one more I think was in there too. Forgot who it was. Another player in there that people were talking about that would. Oh, that's who it was. It was damn it, I had his name on the top of my tongue and I forgot it again. Not Bunting, but another safety.
Oh wow! No, okay. That I was not even thinking safety because I thought we were pretty.
Yeah, another safety. So 2 safeties, you know what I mean, and one other player, a tight end.
Hey, so, you never know, man, because
that's what it was. I remember now. It was, I scouted the kid too out of Minnesota, Antoine Winfield Jr. That was the other player that they were talking about. And out of all 3 of those guys,
oh yeah, no, he was good because
I would take
that was the guy I was hoping. Right, so was it Anthem on the Dolphins' radar when they took Equal instead, and people was hoping it would be Anthem, but because rumors before the draft was that they love Winfield, and you're like, I could live with that pick, and then the next thing you know, they're taking. What? Yeah, I know.
That Winfield is going to be a baller. He already is a decent player right now. So yeah, I could see something like that maybe transitioning. We'll see.
It is difficult at this time of year, but it's not. I mean, the Dolphins did last year. They brought in Melvin Ingram, who was an impact player for a little while for us last year, and made some.
He's right though, dude. It is. It's hard to find him right now.
No, it is. But with Cook, I think being out there is funny though because she's a Buffalo fan, and Buffalo's on the same list of. That's how I am though with Cook. I go, I don't really need Cook that much. But then when you hear Buffalo, the other team, oh my God, Dolphins get Cook because you don't let him go into the Buffalo Bills to be with his brother and stuff. So it's just like
it seems to me that any free agent comes out there on the market, all the Dolphin fans are like, oh yeah, go get him, D-Hop. It don't matter who it is.
I know. But I saw D-Hop like some Dolphin fans saying it. I mean, come on, guys. We already got 2 great receivers, and we got some other ones that it's just like we got other positions on the football field. But I think a lot of that stems from though, like because then you see him linked to other teams, and then you're like, oh, I don't want him to go to the Jets. Oh, I don't want him to go to the Bills or the Patriots.
I think something we need to think about. Like, I know this is like I talk to you because I talk to you all the time, like via text messages or on the phone. Like the dog days of summer are getting ready to hit. To where
it's going to be slow news cycle.
News, not a lot of going on out there. Like, and it's going to be to the point where we're all going to be just searching for stuff the same way we were last year. Then the training camp comes around. We all get caught up on the training camp warrior, whoever it's going to be this year. But the thing is we got to remember is those training camp warriors got to transition into the regular season. And then the regular season person's got to transition into the playoff guy. Like, it's all like these subtle stages. And like we tend to forget that during the training camp session, there's going to be other teams in the league that are going to drop some of their weight and be like, you know what, you were good for us, thank you for your services, but it's time to go a different direction. And there's going to be guys on the market like right tackles, guards, tight ends.
Well, that's why I agree, and that's where I agree with you, but I also agreed with our non-Dolphin fan. I'll call him that. I don't want to say the team he likes, but the non-Dolphin fan, he brings up some good points, and obviously teams aren't going to let great tackles fall off the tree too often and stuff like that, unless they just absolutely cannot fit them under a cap during the big free agency period. But for the most part, because even last year, Teron Armstead was out there, but that was mainly because of his injury history. They're like, well, it's kind of a risk signing him. So that's why the Dolphins were able to get a big left tackle like that, because he came with that injury risk, because they very seldom come on. They're almost like a franchise quarterback. These big tackles, there's only so many guys that are humans that can play those positions and be good. So it's really a good thing you brought up.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Like it's rough to find, anybody who's going to give you anything right now.
Michael K. Vince Tailgate, and the other shows call me Michael. All right, Michael K. So
Michael Keaton. They call you Michael Keaton.
I'm Batman or whatever.
I'm Batman.
Yeah. Hey, but in honor of him, even though he's not a Dolphin fan, he's a first-time commenter in here, so I got to do a little.
You gotta roll it out.
That's for you, Michael K. Yeah, I kept it short for you though, there.
Oh, dude,
Michael
keep it
K.
short and sweet. That's the best way to do it, right there. You drag that.
I can always give him a welcome.
So welcome to the room.
Yeah, welcome to the room. Hey, there he goes. Great actor. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Hey.
We'll see what happens, dragging out this time of the season. Like we all know, like it's hard to find anybody who's going to add any contributions to the team right now. But don't be surprised if they go out there and try to like churn the back end of the roster again.
Oh no, they always churn the back end. Always try to improve. If you can help special teams, bottom of the roster guys, anything that you can help the football team win a game, they're going to be doing.
Like, don't be surprised too. You see like a lot of like battles and guys that are competing in spots that are undrafted that you didn't think about. Like a couple positions that stand out to me mostly are on the offensive side of the ball. Like the fourth tight end spot, you're going to have a battle right there going between the Tanner Connor and that Julian Hill. Like the Julian Hill kid is actually pretty damn good. Like when you go and look at some of his film, like he can block a little bit, but he's like a Mike Gesicki on steroids. Like he can actually break tackles and like actually make decent blocks. He can catch really good, runs better routes than Mike Gesicki ever thought he could.
Well, you've never been a Gesicki. You were never. Well, you liked Gesicki when he first got here. Then you just said, "Well, what's this guy doing?" And you weren't a fan of him doing the franchise tag on him last year.
Not at all. Like I just think someone like that needed. He needs so much seasoning that he needed to start that when you were in college, and if you weren't doing it then I don't know if you're going to be able to do it in the NFL. Oh, what's up, my buddy right there, R.L. Lyles? What's up? Morning, man. How you doing? Thanks for coming in and stopping.
I hope you're feeling well.
This dude's got so much football knowledge on his brain, dude. He could tell us. He's very smart, very high football IQ guy right there.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tuna screw Gesicki right out of Miami. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Gesicki's nothing, man. Like, I don't care who get him. Like the Patriots got him. Ooh, we'll see what you're able to do with someone who can't block and is a liability in pass protection. Like as soon as Gesicki came out on the field, if I was a defender, I'd be like, "Yo, pass."
My only thing is he's probably going to score a touchdown against the Dolphins. That's almost like a guaranteed. So.
maybe if he catches it or don't round off the route or take it to
I know.
part of the field he's not supposed to.
When ex-Dolphins come back to haunt the Dolphins, it almost always happens. I don't know.
You remember me talking about the intricacies of playing tight end? Like that dude just doesn't get it. And like when I mean the intricacies, I mean like getting behind the linebacker in certain coverages and then finding a soft spot in the zone or taking it all the way across field, or like something Mike Gesicki wouldn't do when he's supposed to, or run it up the stitches because that's what the route mate was you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? He doesn't do what he's supposed to do when he's supposed to do it. You're not where you need to be. And that's right there, a toll, dead sign giveaway that you don't know what the hell you're doing. And I hate the way he rounds off routes. Like, he's never runs and puts his foot down and cuts. Like, you got to put your foot down and cut. That Julian Hill kid from Campbell, he actually can do that. And when he catches the football, he'll turn around.
You never know. He might be the surprise. Because every year an undrafted free agent surprises the Dolphin fan base and makes a team.
I
and
think
actually contributes during the season. So you just never.
I think it's a candidate, that Julian Hill kid. And like, I hate to keep chirping on this, but think about what we're doing so far at tight end. Okay, we've brought in Siebert, we've brought in Croft, right? Now you're adding, in your last year you brought in Tanner Connor, and you already have Smythe. We know that. We know what.
Yeah, so you get a case of what McDaniel's looking like.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is find someone who can actually give you a little bit of, like, I hate to use his name, but what George Kittle can do. That's why the Julian Hill kid is being brought onto the football team. That's why Tanner Connor is here, because they want to see somebody catch the football and then give you yak yards. You need yards after the catch. And that's what we're looking for. That's what the Julian Hill kid can actually do. He can do that. He can provide you that. Can Mike Gesicki do that? Let me ask you this. When's the last time you seen Mike Gesicki catch a pass outside of the numbers in the flats, turn it upfield, break 2 or 3 tackles, and make a play out of it? Never. Never. You know what? No, I'm serious. He's not. He
always goes down. And terrible, welcome to the show, Adam. But yes, no, you are 100% right. He Adam is.
Sadowski.
There's and G-Man in the house now.
Up, dude?
Welcome, G. Oh, G-Man, you're gonna hear him talk some Nuggets trash, G-Man. But tell him it's just one game, G-Man.
It's all right. 3 more to follow, bud. We get this next. Thank you. Yeah,
it's all good, man. Like I said, I'm not a big basketball fan, so I don't have that passion one way or the other. I am rooting for the Heat because they are the local team down here, but other than that, it's all Dolphins for me and Boston Red Sox and baseball. I know what a weird combination.
I know a lot of people don't pay no attention because it's not in your market and it's not sexy. It's not LA. It's not Boston. It's not. I know it's not over, bro. I know, but it's not the Knicks. It's not any of that, right? But what Nikola Jokic is doing is actually unprecedented. This is one of the best basketball players in the world that we're watching right before our eyes, kind of like grow, right before our eyes. This is the only player.
You've been telling him for a long time. I mean, I know he's got an MVP or a couple under his belt. So I know.
In fact, it probably should have been a 3rd MVP back to back to back, like Larry Bird did. But they wanted to cry. This is a cry society, a crybaby society. So they gave it to Embed because he cried a lot. That's fine. You can have that. We're after bigger trophies around here. It's called the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. They shot 2 free throws. I know. What is that? You're going to make excuses to me now, G-Man? You sound like a real Dolphins fan now, homie.
Hey, don't go ahead, Dolphin fan. You're a Dolphin fan, dude.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, bro, that's cool. Two free throws, but maybe you guys need to drive it to the basket more. Stop chucking up all those three pointers you're trying to make. But we'll see.
Oh, hey, back it up, Binge podcast. We'll play my broken red. Death at Ohio. Yes, just like your Red Sox. So, I know that was.
What more?
Had to remind me that was a 1-downer because the Red Sox finally snapped their little losing streak last night.
The back it up binge podcast. You want more depth on O-line? I think they're done, man. I think that's it. That's what you got. Everything you're rocking with down there right now. So Teestead, Eichenberg, Connor, Hunt, Jackson, because that's who they want to be the starter. Then you got Kendall Lamb. Then you got Isaiah Wynn. Then you got Dan Feeney. Then you got Robert Jones. Then you got Cedric Ugbuie.
Okay, that's the name I was going to let you say. I was waiting for you to say before I started chiming in. I'll let him say that last.
You're at 11 right there after you had Kendall Lamb. That's 11. Then you had, Jerron Christian. He's on. That's 12. Then you had the rookie Ryan Hayes. That's 13. Come on, bro. That's 13 guys. You want them to add more depth? I'm with it, bro. But it's got to be like Dalton Reisner. Or it's got to be like
I was going to say, you like him, but you don't want depth. You want a guy that will be a day 1 starter for the Dolphins.
If they put Dalton Reisner on this team right now, he wins the left guard starting job no matter what. I guarantee it. Yeah. But that you got to put him on the roster first. If you add Dalton Reisner, like this is recorded right now, it's on film, he will start at left guard. But you got to add the dude to the mix. Then that gives you even more depth. Now Isaiah Wynn can battle out for a swing tackle position, or better yet, go over there and battle out for a right tackle position.
Nice.
Because that's where we need him.
Yeah, no, that's where.
Well, you need depth, bro.
Back to football. Dolphins never won anything in my life.
Me neither, dude. I think I got one playoff win. I think, in my entire life. I don't think I have anything but that.
So yeah, I got some playoff wins, but I'm not old enough to remember the Super Bowl wins. Oh, speaking about old enough, I'm going to be amiss because my mom will watch this show later today. Mom, happy birthday. I've already talked to you on the phone, but happy birthday, and fins up to you, Mom. Happy birthday.
Shout out Mama Mosley. Happy birthday.
See, it's Dorial Harris years old, 82 years old today. So thank you, Mom. And she's still the great mom. Like you all think, they all have the best mom. But my mom's out there watching. So anyway, back to Dolphin business. So, but like you said, yes, Reisner would come in and be a starter day one. Boom.
I would think so. I would think so.
From what you've said, because I've heard you talk about in weeks, I would hope he's a day one starter because I've been hearing you say
day one starter. But I mean, there's got to be a reason why no one's messing with him right now. Maybe there's an injury no one's talking about. So we'll see. I'm still ticked off at John Riggins.
Yeah, I know. Those are the CC. He's like my age group because I'm just a little bit too young to remember. I was like 3 years old or 4 years old when they won the Super 3 in the 70s and 4, like when they won their second Super Bowl. So I'm way too young. But I remember the Super Bowl losses. And yes, I can still picture John Riggins running over Don McNeil. I still remember the disappointment of the 49ers beating Dan Marino on that great season. So it's just, I remember those, but at least I did get to see some great playoff wins. But, like my sons, they haven't even seen a playoff win. It's kind of like you got a couple in there, but not much. Yeah. Yeah, but you got the Lamar Smith one.
Yeah, that was the one. I got the Lamar Smith over 100-yard game versus the Colts. That's my one playoff win I got. Right after that, the whole season went down the crapper. I remember because we lost to the Raiders and I threw a fan. I was living in Keystone at the time in a ski resort up here in Colorado.
Right.
I was working for them and living there. And I threw a fan, a box fan right out the window. I was so mad. Oh, I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe this, dude. You go try to get there and then you just, you spoil it. Like, that's why I like seeing what's going on right now with some of my Colorado sports teams is they're just showing heart and going for determination.
Yeah, just like these South Florida teams, like the Panthers,
they
play
right
the Panthers, the Florida Panthers play
like
tomorrow. The Heat are in the finals. To me, like the Heat, I mean, if they lose, it's like something that no one even thought they would make it to the finals this year. They were the 8th seed. So,
the Heat are doing something I don't think I've ever seen an NBA team do right now. You're 8th seed, you lost your first playing game, then you came back, won that one, then you went and kicked Giannis's butt in the Bucks. The Bucks are good. That's a good basketball team.
Yeah, I know, and they just destroyed them.
No one expected the Knicks to win that game, so you got that one. You know what I mean? Then you came back and did what you did versus the Celtics, man. And I was like, oh, these guys are dangerous. So I know what we're faced with.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. So, but it's funny to back it up, Ben's podcast, man, talking about those days. Oh, they are. But now when I look back, though, man, they're better than what we have now. And at least they broke our heart after winning some. Now we can't even get a playoff win.
See, look, you guys both are talking about Super Bowls. You're like, yeah, I remember that Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Well, I became a Dolphins fan in 1985. So it was right after the heartbreaking loss to the Niners, Marino's rookie year. So I didn't, I don't remember that because I'm a kid and just didn't see it. But I'll be honest with you, I would love just to get to a damn Super Bowl the way the Nuggets are in the finals now. Like I would love just.
And then you got a couple playoff wins. Maybe not that you remember because you were too young, but the Dolphins. I remember, Joe Montana came into Miami as a Kansas City Chief, and we beat him in the playoffs one year. And then I forget what year, but
in
it was.
The 90s?
I think it was. Huh?
In the 90s?
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
That had to been if you said Montana with the Chiefs. So yeah, maybe I do have a couple and I just don't remember. But that means they were really minuscule to me. Like, man, we gotta get going. Like,
and there was some other. Yeah, I know. It's been way too long. It's been all downhill. Don't get me wrong. It's just all
pathetic, man. And then this is the deal with me. Like, I hate to get all bought in and invested into this team again, but I'm already invested. I'm a lifelong Dolphins fan. I'll be honest with you, man. It's hard not to. Look at what we're working with right now, bro. We have two of the most prolific wide receiver combination in the league. We have two of the best deep back cornerback combinations in the league. mixed with all of our young talent and a quarterback that most of us, I guess, could say is a decent quarterback who could get games won. We got good running backs. We're trying to get the line of scrimmage up to par. I think the sky's the limit with this team. I honestly really think the tight ends coming in that we have now are going to make a big difference. I know.
No, I think so too. They're not the sexy names like a Kittle, like you said. They're not.
Doesn't matter.
Right, but I think it'd be solid, and that's what I think you need in that position.
All you
just
need,
some
dude,
solid
is
ballers,
solid like that, and we're good. Like, I think the the Erica Zokama signing too from last year has a lot more to do with the physicality of his game and what he can block downfield, things like that. I think that's a key thing here. Is like if you play wide receiver on this football team, you're gonna need to block downfield. Like it's key. Like look at River Craycraft. How many times last year did you watch him jump himself into the fray, put his body out there and make a block and turn a guy to spring a run? How many times? Because I've seen it happen like 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, no,
that's a key block.
Right. No, I mean, and that's pillar of this offense that McDaniel once set up. So we'll see, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good, interesting schedule this year. I'm not so big into, it's the toughest, second toughest in all the league, because it doesn't matter. You still got to win the games, and things change. Teams that were great last year will fall back, and the teams we're looking at right now and saying, that's an easy one, they're going to be kicking ass at some point.
I agree. Totally agree with you.
You never know. But, man, it's just all fun. Like I said, yes, the Jets are tough. Yes, the Bills are tough. Even the Patriots aren't going to be any walk in the park, because Belichick is still going to get the most out of his team every week. It's not going to just be like, the Sisters of the Poor playing the almighty team, So it's
you don't know, dude. They're going to be prolific now, dog. They got Mike Gesicki.
Oh yeah, exactly. But it's still, though, it's not like you say. I do put them in last place, the Patriots, but I still know they're not going to be a walk in the park. You're not just guaranteed to sweep them through the division. You're going to have to go out there and play. And then the second game of the year is up there on Sunday night. That's not going to be any. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. But with that said, the Dolphins should be good, and they should win no matter what, no matter who they play. There's no excuses, like you say, no excuses for the Heat. No excuses for the Panthers. No excuse at this time, at this level. There's no excuses. And yes, there are sometimes excuses, because if your best players get hurt, it sucks. Because I still think to this day, if Tua and the whole healthy squad plays Buffalo up there in the playoffs, it's a different result. But it didn't. That's football. They didn't play, and we lost to them. But so it's just
it's crazy. I'm like not trying to take the exciting factor or any of like the celebration or have a good time or the fun out of football at all. But like last year, like I know everybody will have their music on, they'll do their little dances, especially the receivers and Tyreek and all that. But I'm personally not a fan of it. And the reason why is because I'd rather see you score a touchdown and then walk up or run up or jog.
Act like you've been there before.
Act like you've been there before and hand it back to the ref. And I want to see your eyes. And when I look at on the TV and I can see I got eyes and they work real well. And I can see your eyes. I don't want to see this or like, or happy. I want to see this.
Like, I know, right? They're serious and they're taking it serious.
I just want you to be super serious and super dialed in every single game. Remember when I came on the other show and I said that about the Don Shula thing, the year they lost and how they came back and they took every game as their Super Bowl. Every game they treated it like a Super Bowl.
Right?
This is it. This is what the Dolphins.
I've read those stories. It's great.
Games.
That's why I like you, Justin, because you go back and you look at. Even though we weren't old enough to remember those days, but we still appreciate the team's history.
Yes, sir. I appreciate my team's history, and I go back and look at it, and I know it. So there's probably not a lot of Dolphins team history can slide by me. Sure, there's some. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I go back and look for it and have respect for it, because those guys, they played in the style of football that I have a lot of respect for. So,
and he brought up a guy like yours, like Barry Sanders, a guy that acted like he'd been there before.
Bro, that was my favorite running back of all time. And I know I'm a Detroit Lions fan, but look right up in there. There's a picture of him right there, number 20. I love Barry Sanders, and I love that style of play. He was the most. I'll be honest, I got done watching the Dolphins game and like a Lions game would be on. I'd pop that on just to watch that dude play because he was electric. I like watching football like that. It's fun.
No, it's great, man. Hey, but it's also fun. I hope you guys are having fun watching us. Make sure you give us some thumbs up. fins up, thumbs up, and make that subscribe so you can see us. I'm gonna try to expand to different hours. I'm gonna get Justin when his football season's over. If the Colorado Longhorns get him back on with Reggie, they're gonna talk. We were going to do it, and then this thing kind of fell apart, but we're going to get back together and do the pro show. And then Justin's very knowledgeable in all the sports. He loves them all.
Absolutely.
It would be called the pro show. Always, of course, a Dolphins slant, because even though Reggie Brown played for the Oilers, he's a diehard Aqua and Orange Dolphins fan.
Big
so
time.
it'll always be Dolphins heavy. But if you want to come in and talk basketball, hockey, baseball, you're welcome
Any of that.
to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it all, man. Love all of that stuff.
Yeah, so we're working towards that. But Justin busy on Saturdays right now and doing the Colorado Longhorns. So you guys have a game this Saturday?
Yeah, we got a game on Saturday. We got rained out of our practice yesterday, so we'll have to do that, reconvene that today, and do our walkthrough for the game. We got a good game coming up in Denver this weekend versus the Vipers. It's going to be a tough fight, which every game seems to be in this league, but we're getting used to what we're doing now.
You're 3-1 though, so you're
we're 3-1. We're getting ready to open it up, man.
The one team that beat you guys, did they lose a game yet, or are they undefeated in the league?
No, they haven't lost a game yet. That's the reigning champions though for the last 3 or 4 years in this league. They've changed their name like 3 times, but
the principal show. Hey, we could call it that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm sure he'd be down with that.
Yeah, the principal show.
He's such a good dude, man. He knows he's got the best interest for all those kids at heart, and I think that's what school providers need to be. Like, it's rare to have teachers like that who take time out of their day and their life to make sure every one of their students know who he is. I like that about him.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I could guarantee you this. My principal did not know my name back when I was going to school.
Oh, my principal knew.
Oh yeah, you were a troublemaker, so they probably knew your name.
My
but like
principal
the kid
knew my name, but it wasn't for like all the good things like all these kids are going for.
Like, my thing is, like, I wasn't a top of the cream of the crop at school, but I wasn't the bottom of the rung. I was just in the middle of the pack. So the principal always knew like the top of the graduating class, and he always knew the guys that were always in trouble. But other than that, he didn't know, and that was it. So I know you're the troublemaker. Unfortunately, you weren't the cream of the crop on the academic. I'm just teasing you. You're a smart dude, Justin. You could be the cream of the crop.
It really it sucks. Like, I probably could have been if I would have known. If I would have known now what I know now, then I'd had it made.
I need you to talk to my son, who happens to be named Justin, because that's how he is. My other son, Kevin, he's always liked school and is doing well and all of that.
Good.
But my other one, I don't need, it's a waste of time, it's this and that. And it's like you have to fight him every day to get anything done. And he's in 11th grade, and you got to treat him sometimes like he's in the 5th grade, because he doesn't want to do homework, he doesn't want to do this, and he doesn't want to do that. So he needs to hear from your life lessons that, if you slack off, it comes back to bite you.
If you don't do it now, you're going to pay later. I'm telling you right now. Just handle that business now, and never put off what you can do today for tomorrow. Just go out there and handle your business. Honestly.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. I'm going to play this clip back to him.
Yep.
I would cut out the part I took a shot at him. But, it's all good. Thank you, man. But anyway, back to the Dolphins getting, let's see. Education key. Key is not to get caught, Justin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Know. I was 70% at it. It works every time, 70% of the time. Sex Panther.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that sounds like a rough life there, G man. He's gonna go play golf at the country club today, man.
Dude, what a life right there. Yeah, bro. Tea time.
Hey, I'm sure you've earned it though, my man. So go enjoy it, have fun.
Oh, G man, that's my dog, bro. Go have a good day, man.
Yeah, fishing's my thing. That's where, to me, if I was going out, I've never been a golfer, but fishing, some guys golf and fish. So I'm just more of a fishing guy. Never got
love to fish.
Golf. So, his friend is a member of the country club. So go have fun, G man.
Get it in.
Yeah, go enjoy that life. Fins up, go Heat. So, thank you as always, guys, man, for joining there, man. Go enjoy that.
So
that's for him to go out there. That's for G-Man to go have some fun.
Rob probably forgot, but I had some film lined up for you guys, but he probably doesn't want to use it now because he doesn't want to get a copyright. Because it has.
Yeah, we have figured out. I'm going to find out what I can use and what I can't use. I'm hearing all these guys saying they get copyright strikes. Because even when I play that cheering crowd, they go, "Oh, that's copyright material," but it's allowed on YouTube, and I knew that but even though and the dolphin chirping every time I play that, I get a YouTube copyright notice, but they say this is not a strike because it's allowed on YouTube. But people have been saying they've been getting copyright, so I don't want to make money from this, but I still don't want to be like, strike, especially since I'm not making money.
I could just redo the whole video and take the background music out of it. But that was that Aubrey. I had the Aubrey Miller film lined up.
I think it might be. I don't know. We need a lawyer. G-Man, are you a lawyer?
We don't need a lawyer.
I don't know what's like copyright because these other people put film on YouTube all the time, but I don't know if they pay or whatever. But then other people do it, or is this just some random checks that YouTube does, and then they nail some people?
I think it's just random, bro. I'll be honest with you. It's probably an algorithm they have, like somebody who's big, like Dougie Water or one of them guys will definitely probably get flagged because they're looking at their stuff.
Because even TD Finn says he was flagged before, so it's, that's why I just don't know.
They're making that bread, bro. They're top of the echelon. They're like,
I know. Maybe that's who they check in on, but who knows? But anyway, that's boring stuff. It just makes me worried about the film when I say, "What? That would really stink." Like I do this for free and they knock me off. I'm not even making a penny.
Could happen, bro.
So I was like, "Geez." So, but it's all good. But, back to our Dolphins. We're already, see, when you're having fun, time flies. So,
I know. Well, it's crazy because the reason why I went and even started messing around with the Aubrey Miller film anyway was because we had that show we did. I think it was on Monday or something like that. And the contract, Colorado Explorer, my boy Kevin got in and was like, yeah, he signed a $3 million deal. And it's legit. He really did sign that $3 million deal.
Oh, yeah, so.
He will be part of the Dolphins football team this year. He's going to be in the fold. So that makes me think that they got some sort of.
And that's why I have him number one on my list. I mean, other than that, after that, I said, oh, there's no way I'm going to do these all in order. But Aubrey Miller, I purposely put at the top because I just think he's going to be.
I think we're gonna get rich here on the UDFAs, you guys. I'm not even lying. I think we're gonna get lucky. And when I say rich,
not the one guy you like that's not on here is the Turnstall. He's not on here because I came way after, and I've never updated my list.
Yeah, Turnstall's on there. He's a player. He's someone who I would put to the top of the list of someone to watch out for.
I just don't have him on this list, but yeah.
We already know about Aubrey Miller, so that's one. But another, I see like four more on there that they're players, and you got to watch out because I think they could squeeze on.
Yeah, but we also are a talented team, so it might be tough. But they can maybe squeeze. It may be tough. We'll see, but I agree. There's going to be one or two for sure, and then maybe some extras if they can beat out people for special team roles.
You got Vandenberg right there. We just talked about Julian Hill and what he can do. There's two. Then you go down the line there. Look, you got the Garrett Nelson, the kid I really like out of Nebraska. He's a baller. I'm telling you, watch out for this kid.
Well, I know you like the Michael Turk too, but he would really have to beat. He would really have to beat out though the guy because the guy's like for a punter, he has a lot of guaranteed money, so you would have to.
I'm going to tell you this right now, Michael Turk. I would actually shoot him in for right with Aubrey Miller. Those two are for sure.
Okay, but Jake Bailey has a lot of upfront guaranteed money, unfortunately. So I don't know
how much of his upfront money.
For a punter is a lot. I think it's almost like $2 million guaranteed that even if we cut him, he's going to get that. Which for a punter, then you got to pay Turks, and then you're paying two punters basically. So
in the long run, would it save us money to bring Turk in now, though?
Yeah, maybe in the long run. I don't know. I would have to look at it again, but I did see that he would have to clearly beat him out. I was reading some articles and stuff.
Think he's going to clearly beat him out. I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, those are the players I see being players. Obviously, you got Aubrey Miller, Michael Turk, the Vandenberg, Hill. Go back up there real quick.
Okay, hold on.
There's four right there. Real fast. That's what it was. Brandon Peely, Garrett Nelson. And I would put on the Creandron Smith down there to the bottom. There's 7 players. 7. And I wouldn't doubt adding somebody else in there too. And we're just not talking about them right now. That could get in the mix. So that's 7 undrafted guys that could somehow topple the roster or get on the back end of it. Like I'll use Julian Hill as the example since we talked about him this morning. Maybe he beats out a Tanner Connor, and they're like, you know what, Tanner, we love you here, but you got to go to the practice squad. And then Julian Hill takes that spot. Right,
Right,
something
and
like
then some
that.
team may snag them, but that's how the NFL
That's life.
goes.
That's the NFL life right there. That's
Yeah.
just that's the gamble you take. So
Yeah, no, hey, but like I say, Ed, I hope you're right, man, and that these get because if nothing else, it's going to bring competition to camp, and
yep.
competition is always good on a roster. Knowing that you got to be looking over your shoulder, or some guy's going to snatch your job.
Yep.
So, and that's
This is
you
a
know
cool
that's
banner. I like this banner you got right here, man. Look at
yeah,
DolphinsThirsty.com.
and
Go
I've been
check that
working on
out.
it, man. My skills are getting a little bit better, man. Like I said,
Look, you got the
I'm not a
subscribe
cat.
and the like bell up there. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Tell a friend,
Yeah.
tell another friend, spread the word about us.
Yeah,
Come
and go to
talk some Dolphins.
dolphinthirsty.com. There's always good content up there.
Absolutely.
So
Go check it
fine.
out.
And if you guys ever want to contribute to my site, let me know. And I'm always willing to put Dolphin fans up there. Write about your passion. But anyway, so the Dolphins, we're like you said, we're going to be entering the very slow. And the next couple of days may get a little news just because we just got the freed up money and we're going to kind of get.
Sure.
And a lot of it's going to depend on what other teams do with their freed up money. Dolphins got the most freed up money though over the past couple of days. They're the ones that
Yeah, but
gained
what
the
are they
most.
going to do with it? You know what I'm
I
saying?
know because you got to sign the rookies. So we already said that. That's about
That's like
4
4
million. I think
million
it's like
right
like
there.
3.8, 3.6. Well, so say $4
Round it up
million.
to 4.
It's $4 million.
Yeah.
And then boom, that's gone. And then you just gotta go for whatever
So you got about like a little over 9 million left.
and you always want to keep a little bit because if someone gets hurt in the season, you need that flexibility to be able to go sign someone off the street, even though they may
So
not be
let's just say in reality we got like 5 million because you want to keep like 3 or 4 in case something happens. So I say
yeah.
you got about 5 million left. Mitchell Lagude, yeah, man, I got a little bit of look at his tape. He could use to gain a little bit of weight. I don't think I see him as like a true pass rusher yet. He does actually pass rush with a plan, though. He's low key pretty good, like as you look at his career at Miami, and you guys that are familiar with the Hurricanes here probably are familiar with the player. It seems to me that he got better as he got going. So like he's getting better and better every year. So I wouldn't like take him out of the mix. I think that's a name no one's talking about right now that could work himself into the mix. I know he said that I think Jalen Phillips was his role model now and like someone he's looking up to, another former University of Miami player. I think that guy is, low-key, sneaky, dark horse good to make the back end of the roster or practice squad. And the reason why is because of his length and his size give him something that not a lot of the Dolphins pass rushers have right now, I guess, besides Jalen Phillips, that he could actually turn into something. I think he could be something that you could slow cook and bring along, and maybe like 2-3 years down the line, he could be something.
Oh, hey, sounds good. I know you were high. I know we didn't have many draft picks, unfortunately, this year, but are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I didn't hear you for a minute, so sorry. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, I know you were high on the draft pick. Sorry, I got the sidetrack. I wanted to go over to Twitter for 1 minute to make sure we're
Which draft pick?
All the draft picks. You thought they did okay considering they only had.
Absolutely. With what we had, we hit it out of the park. I mean, they had 4 picks. They did well on each one of them. I'm telling you right now, man, the Dolphins do this every year. They're going to get undrafted free agent rich. And like we just came up with 7 players I gave you right now. And then look, R.L. Lyles pulled out an 8th right there with the Mitchell Laguda. That could be 8 players that can make themselves known and maybe get a role on the Dolphins this year. Whether that's on the 53-man roster or on the practice squad roster, they're going to get themselves a niche. So we'll see. Got better with Jason Taylor coaching him. Yeah, I think anybody would get better with Jason Taylor coaching them. I think he's low-key, sneaky good. He has good pass rush moves. He just needs to learn how to string them together now. And the nuances of stringing them together. That's good why he's working with Jason. He'll show him stuff like that. Like pass rush. That's what I'm trying to teach my guys right now. Pass rushing is more of like a setup thing. Like I show you one thing, but the next move is definitely going to be something else to counter off of what I just showed you. So it's like a lot of window dressing going on up there. It's a mind game you're playing with an offensive lineman. Like, hey, I gave you a speed rush to the edge this last rush. Now this next time I'm gonna fake it. Like Frank Clark does this better than anybody in the league. He'll show you a speed, but then he'll go to bull rush and he'll catch you off balance and bowl you right over. And next thing you know, he's right to the quarterback. And it's just a mind game down there with him. Like DeMarcus Ware used to do this all the time. He'd come up and he's got those hands, you know what I mean? You don't know where he's going. So he'll give you a spin move, bam, spin right around you and go get like a pressure. So the next move he comes out there, he'll bring you the little deke, the little fake spin move, and bam, he's wide open for the sack. See, it's all about setting somebody up. And when you pass rush, I don't care if it's pass rushing from a 5-tech, a 3-tech, a 1-tech, and you're playing defensive line. It's all about angles, like the sharper angles you can take. And like right off the bat, your hands have to be quick to beat a guy. If not, he's just going to get you and block you. You're going to be locked up.
Yeah, but we all know size does not matter. Jack Thomas
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't matter. I agree with that statement. Yeah, Aguda is a little smaller. He could use some more size and strength. He'll get that now in the NFL training program. It's crazy that you're bringing him up, man. Maybe this is like some like secret weapon they could bring along and make this stud pass rusher. Like, I'll bring you a name. I remember this. Everybody probably remember. Remember Odwalla Agunlie? Remember Odwalla Agunlie? He was the Dolphins.
I forgot about him, but yeah, of course I know the name once you say it.
Yep, an undrafted player that no one thought was going to be anything. You know what I mean? Came out of nowhere and started having a decent, good career. Like the Dolphins do this all the time. I'll bring you another one up. He was a safety. Remember Jeremiah Bell? Bell, another guy. Like no one knew that was going to happen, but it did. See, and this is like something that the Dolphins could start to, if you could start to do this, then you start to become super formidable as a football team, because now you're developing players that are not thought to be anything, and now you're making them into something kind of like a Cater Kuho, kind of like a Nick Needham. If you can continue to do this, I think you're going to be better for it. I would just like to see it happen more in the strength position of a football team, defensive line, offensive line. Like this is a line of scrimmage thing, and it's a battle of attrition. So you really need more like spiked baseball bats to swing into the fight. You know what I mean? Like you want to have guys that keep going out there, and you need the more quality, the better.
So heart matters more. RL. Sorry, I said them wrong. I was just reading something else.
No, it does.
RL Lau said heart matters more. So
yeah, I agree, especially when you're playing line of scrimmage, pass rusher, D line, offensive line, especially heart matters more. Effort. Like, can you give me heart, motor, effort mixed with some set of skills? Like, I think he's right. Maybe they see something in the Agude kid that a lot of everybody else didn't see, and they're like, hey, we could work with that. We could bring it in. We could slow cook it. We could bring in with our Austin Clark, our D-line coach, and start working with his hands. Jason Taylor come in and show him a couple things. Next thing you know, maybe you got a guy who came out of nowhere. And
I know Jason Taylor, was helping UM last year and stuff. So that's why
I think you could see something like the Agude kid at bare minimum, making the practice squad.
Right. Hey, there you go. There you go. I know you watch all these kids, so it's
yeah. I've watched a lot of that kid. Not only just from watching Miami games, but I came across his tape and sat down and watched, 50, 60, 70 snaps. I just, like I said, he's got to learn a couple nuances, little small things like the timing of his move, the string them together, as I just talked about, how to like put one move on top of another. Because a lot of these young pass rushers are like, yeah, I'll just beat everybody with speed. Or they'll be like, I'll use a speed stab, which is just a one arm bar, steep stab move, and they think they can live off of it. And I'm like, nah, you got to learn how to string the stab move with a low arm rip underneath it.
Right.
Like all that stuff goes together, and that's what I'm talking about. It's just like the tight end thing, same thing, but a different position.
Yeah, I know. Hey, and that's it, man. That's why you're digging in the trenches. You love the line, looking at the line on both sides of the ball. Is
absolutely. I'm learning. Hey, it's not like I'm some expert or anything. I'm a novice as well, but I'm learning things new all the time. Like I learn new things as a D-line coach all the time, or just in football in general. I'll see a technique played. I'm like, what the hell is that? And somebody will be like, you don't know about this? I'm like, no, but now I do. Seeing you put these things and you use them into your toolbox, and next thing you know, you'll start to see the game slow down for you.
Yeah, well, it's all good, man. And let's just hope that things slow down for the Dolphins and they start winning some playoff games. This is a year, man, right? We've been keep on saying that. And I'm not talking Super Bowl because only one team at the end of the year is when it all up. Let's start with getting that one playoff win and building a foundation for the future. Because I know some of the players
No,
Yeah.
let's win a Super Bowl.
All right, that's what I really want. But we can't be putting whatever the old saying is, the cart before the horse or whatever the saying is. We got to get that because you can't win a Super Bowl without winning a playoff game. So
I hear you, but
you can't get in the playoffs without winning in the regular season.
Right.
So you got to win in the regular season enough to get into the playoffs. I mean, if it's sneaking in, as these local teams have proven, sneaking in, you can still do it. But then you got to win playoff games. Then you got to win the Super Bowl.
What you're really talking about right there, what you're really kind of referring to and getting at, it's called culture. And I'll be honest with you, the Dolphins could use that Miami Heat culture that y'all got down there with this football team. If you get something like that going on, like it's establishing an attitude. It's establishing a way of doing business, a way of winning football games. Like you're getting down there and we're kicking people in their face. We're establishing an attitude. We're establishing a nasty attitude. That's what we want to do. And that's what you need to start that in OTAs. Like how you're talking about, hey, let's just win one playoff game. I wouldn't do that with this team. This is my philosophy would be like, listen, we're here and we're here for one reason only. And that's to at the end of the season to hold up that Lombardi trophy.
Yeah.
So
that's what the team should
get off.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, that's how every team around the NFL should go into the season. I agree with that. But I'm just saying from a fan's perspective, we got to be let's get that playoff win first, before we start talking Super Bowl. But yeah, from the players, man, every player in the NFL really should have that feeling like, oh, this is a great team. We're going to go out there. I'm the best there is at my position. And they all need that mentality. So I'm 100% with you on that take. 100%.
See, it's crazy, man. Like now that I'm coaching, like a lot of these kids and guys that I'm working with, some of them are grown men, some of them are young men, some of them are just getting started. But the thing is this: these kids I'm working with pay to play. So I'm seeing a lot of people be like, no, I got pride, I got emotion in me, I got everything I want to put out there to show that I'm a prideful football player. That in the NFL, it exists, but it's on a higher level. And the reason why I'm saying it's on a higher level, imagine the kind of tenacity and aggressiveness I would get out of my players if they were getting paid. And I was like, I need every snap out of you. Now I'm really getting in your butt because I really need that out of you because I expect it on every single snap.
Right. No, exactly. No, I agree with you on that take too.
You gotta get it, bro. I mean, there's just times where you gotta,
It's just sometimes it seems like teams come out flat. But I think for the most part that it's just because they're getting beat by a better team that day or whatever. I do think they try, but sometimes you're like, oh my God, they look flat. Like you don't even care. But sometimes it's just because they're playing against a better team. You're having an off day. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes it comes across like, what's going on here? Is they didn't even show up.
I think what it often comes down to is like, this is an old theory you've heard kicked around probably numerous times, the water cooler about football, right? But football teams will envelop and act like and play like their head coach, like their leader, like the people who's leading them out there on the battlefield. So my style of coaching is probably going to be a lot different than everybody else's style of coaching. I'm a little bit more rough, rugged, like I'm going to get this out of you or I'm going to kick your ass. Or I'm going to get somebody else in there who's going to do the job. And it's not going to be like this long leash of like 4 or 5 plays. You get 2 out of me. And if you don't get her done, you're gone. And that's just how I'll run my ship, especially if you're getting paid for it. And everyone's out there. It's not just pride going down. Now it's money in your city and everything, your family, everything is going involved with it. Bro, you would get me running through a wall for some stuff like that if I was getting paid.
I know.
Now I'm taking it super serious.
Yeah, for sure. And that's how you want the players to be on your team that you root for.
Yeah,
you want them to have a little bit of that fandom in them without being fanboys, but you want them to be a little bit like, man, let's do this for the city. Let's do this let's go out there and kick butt. But a lot of times, of course, once the big money starts, it's for but I don't care what reason you get motivated. It doesn't matter. Just get motivated and go win some damn games. That's how I look at it.
Well, I think the point I'm trying to get at is the people who's leading the show are the head coaches.
Oh, no, for sure.
So if your head coach is passive aggressive and he's like, it's okay, guys, everybody do it again. We'll get him on the next one. Now, hell no. You need to get out there and be like, this is it. Do or die.
I don't know. You're not going to get that out of Mike McDaniel. I'm sorry, my friend. You're not going to get that out.
You actually really might get that out of Mike McDaniel. You're just not seeing it, Rob. And the reason why is because they're not showing you that part of it because they want you to see the other part of it. See, football is optics.
I thought you wanted to see it on the sideline, like a guy ranting on the sideline. We can say you're not going to get that out
part of it. That might be something he showed. That might be something Mike McDaniel saves for him
the
and
locker
his team,
room,
the locker room when no cameras are on and nothing's going, when he's like, this is it. We have to do this way. I'm like, that's the kind of coach you need and you want to fall behind, because no one wants to go jump into a rabbit hole with a dude who's passive aggressive, who's scared to call a shot, who's scared to dial up a play.
Okay, as long as you think that he was okay, as long as you're okay with McDaniel, I was gonna say, because if you want that, because I know some people want to see like the Dan Campbell get all excited on the sideline.
I love me some Dan Campbell.
I know. Hey, he was a Dolphins interim coach for a little bit.
I would have kept him.
Yeah, I know. So, so I know you like that. And I know Belichick can get livid sometimes, in a more calm livid, but you can tell he's pissed as hell at the team.
Well, this is the deal, dude. Like, a guy who, think about it. It's kind of like this. A dude who's getting pissed, you'd be like, damn, he's mad. Oh, shit, he cares. He cares. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm mad. It's because I care. Because if I didn't care, I'd be like, it's okay.
No, but it's funny I brought up Dan Campbell, because that was the one game you see. It's funny I brought up Dan Campbell, because the Lions game is the one game that you see McDaniel finally walk down to the sideline and told his coach to get his blank. He goes, get your blank together, because he kept
I think you're going to see more of that coming down the line from him, and you're really going to see him get more animated.
Because they kept on doing, like, lining up off sides on defense or jumping. He walked down there and said,
get it fixed. And that's why you really want that from someone like that, because that means business, bro. Like, literally get it fixed. And what he means is, like, get in your player's ear.
And what's funny, after that, the players never jumped off sides again that game, and the Dolphins beat the Lions. So he was like,
well, sometimes you got to get in someone's butt to get the results you need and be like, listen, this is no time to fool around. And that's why that kind of stuff, you don't want it on your football team. Like, you want everybody to be about their business. It's business.
Yeah, I like that one moment, though. I can picture him walking down the sideline saying, get it together. Come on, dude. You're same penalty over and once I can live with. But when you do the same penalty like 3 times in a row.
See, and that's the thing about Mike McDaniel, that I love Mike McDaniel. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I know you do. I was going to say, though, but if you wanted that demonstrative like guy.
No, I'm trying to let you guys understand how an NFL coaching job is. It's a thin line, and he's riding this thin line of being this player's coach and letting these guys get away with murder. And then you got misalignments, people jumping offsides, all these pre-snap penalties, right?
I know there's a big mix, like, because Flores was probably too hard one way and then lost him, kind of. I think,
but you got to get a little bit harsh.
You need a little bit of harsh, but then understand them. You need a combination of the two.
That's why I said it's a thin line. It's like a combination of two things. So it's like some give and some take. But you can't give too much, because then they'll take an inch, and then that inch will turn into a mile, and that mile.
But you can't take too much, because you're going to say, "Oh, I don't want to play for this guy," So.
Yeah, but you got to also understand that they want to play for a guy. Like, it's hard to get this point across to people. Like, players want structure. Players want.
Oh no, they do.
Hey, you didn't do that right. Fix it. They want you to yell at them. The reason why is because if not, you're going to be treating them all like little girls, and they don't want that.
Right.
So you want them to treat them like men. So you want to be like, hey, dude, I'm going to tell you this strictly. This time you have to be out there. Make sure you're there.
No. You have to. They want discipline and structure, but
they need it.
Treated like a man, but not like a kid. But then they don't want to be over disciplined, like, oh, run to the wall, like, because you did something. It's just like that fine line, man.
Well, I don't know about all that. Like, if you did something wrong, I'm like, drop and give me 20, then drop and give me 20.
I know, that's what I said, but like, I think it's just a change in dynamic among these players nowadays. I don't know. It's just, but yeah, you can win though with that, because Belichick is a hard butt, and he won Super Bowls with that hard butt.
I think the teams that are like lenient and like, no, you don't got to run to the wall and back, well, then you're not winning no Super Bowl. But the teams who are running to the wall and back and are doing it willingly.
Well, Flores did that and it didn't work.
You're going to win.
I know that's
just because of the dynamics didn't work in that situation. I don't care about what Flores did. That's not what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm just saying, though. This is what I'm saying. So you need kind of a happy medium, though. I don't know. There's no winning potion, or if there was, we would know.
But you can't just let him get away with murder.
Oh, no, you can't let him get away with murder, because then just like if anyone has a boss and any job, if they say, oh.
Well, what will happen is then your players will run your team instead of the coaching staff run your team. And you don't want that either. The coaching staff has to run the team.
Oh, man, believe me, Don Shula was the hardest ass of all the ones that you could be out there. And, and he won, and he had the perfect season, and he was like the guy. And Joe Rose was, fair Don Shula forever. He said, oh, my God, so it's just.
You know what? I got to give a shout out to my boy Bear Barrera, who's the Colorado Longhorns part owner. I got to give a shout out to him because he says it just the same way that I feel about it and the way that my style is too. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you guys. If I think you suck, I'm going to tell you you suck. And
I agree.
That's just the way
I agree with that take.
I'm sorry.
I agree with that take, but like I say, is times have changed a little bit for whatever reason.
I know, but the thing he's trying to do, it's called a reverse psychology trip. And what he's trying to do is be like the player he's saying that to, hey, I think you suck. Prove me wrong. That's what he's saying. Prove me wrong. Go ahead, prove me wrong. Because we love to be proven wrong as coaches all the time, but it just doesn't happen a lot. So that's why he says that. Like, do you know me or do you know me? Big same damn thing. Like
all the players seem to love McDaniel. So
no, he's a great players coach, but the thing where you'll lose some of the veterans and some of the guys that have been in there when you start to do when you're too nice. Like, man, every time we get into a situation
and when you stop winning.
Hold on, let me get this one out. Every time we get into a situation, get in a fight, you tell us to be cool. We be too cool, we're gonna lose. You ever heard that in a movie before? That's like a line out of a movie. I'm telling you right now, bro, this is the same thing that's happening in our football team right now. If you're too cool, you're gonna lose. So stop being cool in situations. Just go get them.
Yeah. Well, I think he has that because the players seem to respect him, but like you say, they would know if he was weak. So they obviously know he's.
I know he understands it, and I know he knows his mistakes and what he did wrong because he's already righted them and said, you know what, I should have ran the ball more, and I should have ran here in these situations.
At least you admit
that you know now.
And we should have got plays in quicker. He touched on all the things that
just run the ball, bro. Remember last year how much I was pounding that damn thing into the ground? I got on show after show and be like, run. It was like I probably said it 1,000 times, bro, and just never happened. You just never and then you did it in Buffalo in the snow, and then all of a sudden you just went away from it.
Yeah, I know. That was a game that we really went away.
Bro, we had like 183 yards on the ground, and all of a sudden you were just like, no, let's just toss it around a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, I know. It was crazy. Anyway, with that said, we've come to another end of another show. Justin, as always, thank you so much. And guys out there, all you guys, I'm not going to name your name because there's a few of you in here today, but thank you so much. Give a fins up and like and subscribe. Tell a friend about us. And we're always willing to talk Dolphins, man. I'm looking to expand. If you got anyone out there that says, oh, I want to become part of a network, well, I don't know how to do it. Boom, I'll put you guys all on the air, talk Dolphins or whatever sport you guys love. So make sure you hit me up if that's something that you think you want or someone that you know wants. So anyway, Justin, I don't want to wish your basketball team too much luck because it goes against my South Florida,
Come on, man. Come on, man. You guys have won 4. You guys have won 3 rings already. Can't we just get one?
Hey, I know. But like I said, I'm not a diehard Heat fan, so I won't. But G-Man's not going to let me get away. He's golfing by now, or he's getting to the golfing course by now. But yeah, exactly. So anyway, Justin, thank you. Have good luck in your game. Absolutely. Go kick butt in your game tomorrow.
I will.
And
absolutely. We're coming out there victorious.
With no further ado, we're out of here. Fins up. Go Dolphins.
Man, fins up.